What if the reason you feel tired, forgetful, or fragile isn't aging at all, but a silent deficiency your doctor never checked for? After 65, your body loses its ability to produce or absorb key nutrients that once kept you sharp, mobile, and strong. And while most seniors obsess over blood pressure or cholesterol, they're missing the real threat: a slow nutritional collapse happening from the inside out. Here's the truth: there are three vitamins your aging body desperately needs every single day, not just to survive, but to stay independent, clear minded, and alive. But the majority of seniors are critically low. And the symptoms? They're often misdiagnosed as just getting old. I've seen it in my clinic. Patients who couldn't sleep, couldn't think, who thought their best days were behind them, come back to life just weeks after correcting these missing nutrients. And the most shocking part, one of these vitamins may protect your heart more effectively than any drug, and almost no one over 65 is getting enough of it. If you're over 65, this video might be the most important thing you watch all year. Let's talk about the three life-saving vitamins you need now, because missing even one could cost you the very years you fought to hold on to. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 3. Dangerous vitamins the elderly should avoid. 1. Vitamin E in high doses, over 400 IU day. It's hard to imagine that something we've been told for decades is good for the heart could in fact be harming it, slowly, quietly, and sometimes fatally. But that's exactly what high-dose vitamin E supplements are doing to countless older Americans. Most seniors take vitamin E thinking they're protecting themselves from heart disease, cancer, or memory loss. They've read the labels, they've seen the commercials. But what those bottles don't tell you is this: when taken in high doses, over 400 IU per day, vitamin E becomes dangerous, not mildly risky. Dangerous. Let me tell you about Mr. Howard, an 81-year-old patient of mine from Arizona. He came to me complaining of dizziness, bruising, and frequent nosebleeds. For years, he'd faithfully taken a heart-healthy vitamin E supplement, 800 IU daily. He believed he was doing everything right, but his blood tests told a different story. His platelets were suppressed, his blood was too thin, and scans showed early signs of small vessel hemorrhaging in his brain. He was, quite literally, bleeding from the inside. You see, vitamin E is fat-soluble, which means it doesn't simply wash out of your system like vitamin C or B vitamins. It gets stored in your fat, tissue, and liver. In younger people, the liver processes excess vitamin E more efficiently. But after 65, your liver's metabolic capacity slows down and the vitamin accumulates. Over time, what began as a harmless antioxidant turns into a toxic intruder, weakening blood vessels, disrupting clotting, and increasing the risk of internal bleeding or hemorrhagic stroke. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, tracked over 135,000 older adults. It found that those taking more than 400 IU day of vitamin E had a significantly higher risk of death from all causes. That's not alarmist, that's medical evidence. Even more frightening, excess vitamin E has been associated with increased risk of prostate cancer in men, especially when taken without a diagnosed deficiency. So if you're taking vitamin E because it can't hurt, it can. And it often does. Most seniors simply don't need supplemental vitamin E. It's abundant in foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and avocado. These natural sources are balanced with other nutrients and don't pose the overdose risk that isolated synthetic vitamin E does. The form often found in supplements, EL-alpha tocopherol, is less bioactive and more likely to cause problems at high doses. So ask yourself, is that little capsule in your medicine cabinet really helping, or is it slowly poisoning you? I've told many of my patients, unless your doctor has done blood work showing a deficiency, high-dose vitamin E is one of the most dangerous pills a senior can take. And if that surprised you, wait until you hear about vitamin C, another household name, often taken in mega doses by older adults, that can quietly lead to kidney stones, iron overload, and long-term damage you'd never expect. Let's talk about that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Vitamin C in high doses, over 1,000 millimeters a day. For decades, vitamin C has held a halo in American households. It's been the go-to supplement for colds, immune support, and overall health. You'll find it in chewables, fizzy powders, high-dose capsules, even in senior multivitamins. But what if I told you that this safe vitamin, when taken in high doses, can silently harm your kidneys, age your arteries, and worsen chronic conditions you already have? Let me share the story of Mrs. Leona, a 76-year-old woman from Michigan. She was bright, active, and committed to staying ahead of aging. Every morning, she dropped a fizzy 500 milligrams vitamin C tablet into a glass of water. "I haven't had a cold in years," she said proudly. But what she didn't see coming was a different kind of illness, one that didn't come from germs. Leona began experiencing lower back pain and severe fatigue. Blood tests revealed high levels of oxalate crystals, and a CT scan confirmed the worst, multiple kidney stones. Her nephrologist traced the cause back to one culprit: megadoses of vitamin C. You see, when your body breaks down excess vitamin C, it converts it into oxalate, a compound that forms sharp, painful crystals in your kidneys. This is particularly dangerous for older adults whose kidney function is already reduced. And it doesn't stop there. High-dose vitamin C also enhances iron absorption, which may sound good until you realize most seniors no longer lose iron regularly. In fact, too much iron can trigger oxidative stress, the same damaging process behind Alzheimer's, heart disease, and certain cancers. When vitamin C floods your system daily, it can quietly accelerate the rusting of your organs from the inside out. People assume because it's water-soluble, any extra vitamin C will simply be flushed out. That's a dangerous myth. While some of it is excreted, the oxidative byproducts remain, irritating tissues and promoting inflammation. In people with diabetes or heart conditions, this can be a silent accelerant of disease. Here's the truth. Your body only needs 75 to 90 milligrams of vitamin C per day, about what you'd get from an orange and a few vegetables. The 1,000, 2,000 milligrams megadoses being pushed by supplement companies aren't helping. They're hurting. And in older adults, they can be downright dangerous. I looked Leona in the eyes and told her this wasn't bad luck, this was preventable. She cried, not out of pain, but out of disbelief that something she trusted for years had betrayed her body. So before you take that high-dose powder or chew that immunity booster, ask yourself, are you nourishing your health or poisoning it one day at a time? And if you think vitamin C was surprising, just wait until you hear about zinc, a supplement many seniors take for their immune system that, in the wrong dose, can strip your nerves, weaken your heart, and leave you more vulnerable than ever. 3. Zinc in high doses, over 40 milligrams a day. Zinc is often seen as a hero in the vitamin world, especially among older adults trying to boost their immune system. It's marketed as a shield against colds, flu, even COVID. So it's no surprise that many seniors take zinc daily, often without thinking twice. But here's the truth you won't see on a supplement label. Too much zinc doesn't make you stronger, it makes you weaker. Slowly, silently, and sometimes permanently. Take Mr. Charles, a 79-year-old Korean War veteran from Pennsylvania. Charles was disciplined about his health. He took zinc religiously, 50 milligrams every day, for immune strength, he told me. But over the last year, he had become increasingly unsteady on his feet. He experienced numbness in his fingers and lips. His sense of taste had dulled, and he had strange digestive issues that no specialist could explain. When Charles came to me, his blood work told the story his body had been whispering for months. He had a severe copper deficiency, a rare but dangerous condition directly caused by excess zinc. High levels of zinc block your body's ability to absorb copper, an essential trace mineral responsible for nerve health, immune response, and heart rhythm. Without it, your body begins to misfire. Charles wasn't just aging, he was being poisoned, one tablet at a time. What makes this especially frightening is how common it is. Zinc is found in multivitamins, lozenges, immune defense drinks, and senior wellness packs. It's easy to exceed 40 milligrams per day without even knowing it, especially if you're combining supplements. And the damage doesn't always show up right away. It can take months or even years for nerve dysfunction, muscle weakness, or heart irregularities to become obvious. By the time it's diagnosed, recovery can be painfully slow or even incomplete. Here's what most people don't realize. You only need about 8 and 11 milligrams of zinc per day, and the average American diet already provides that through meat, eggs, beans, and fortified grains. Your body does not benefit from more. In fact, too much zinc suppresses your immune system, leaving you more vulnerable to infections, the exact opposite of what it's advertised to do. In seniors, where nutrient balance is delicate and absorption is often impaired, pushing one mineral too hard throws everything off. Excess zinc disrupts digestion, impairs healing, and even raises the risk of anemia and cognitive decline. It doesn't build you up, it breaks you down. I had to look Charles in the eye and say something no one had told him before. Your biggest threat wasn't age. It was the zinc you thought was protecting you. That hit him harder than any diagnosis. So if you're reaching for zinc every morning, thinking you're staying ahead of illness, stop and ask yourself, is it doing more harm than good? The dose makes the poison, and in this case, too much zinc might be the most dangerous thing in your medicine cabinet. Now, if this part of the story scared you, and it should, then you'll want to stick with me for what comes next, because not all vitamins are bad. In fact, there are 3 powerful essential nutrients that every senior should be taking daily, nutrients that sharpen your memory, strengthen your heart, and might even help you live longer. Let's take a look at those. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 3. Essential vitamins you should take every day after age 65. 1. Coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. Imagine a tiny engine inside every cell of your body, keeping your heart beating, your brain thinking, your muscles moving. That engine is powered by a molecule called coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. And after the age of 65, most of us are running dangerously low. CoQ10 isn't just another trendy supplement. It's a life-essential compound, one your body produces naturally to generate energy and fight off oxidative stress. But here's the problem. As you age, your natural CoQ10 levels can drop by more than 50%. And if you take statins, cholesterol-lowering drugs that many seniors rely on, those levels can fall even further, leaving your cells exhausted and your heart overworked. I'll never forget Mrs. Ruth, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She was vibrant, active, and loved gardening. But over the past year, She became tired all the time. Her legs ached, her mind felt foggy, and walking upstairs left her breathless. Doctors told her it was just getting older. But I looked deeper. Ruth had been on statins for over 6 years, and her CoQ10 levels were dangerously low. We added a daily 200 millimole dose of ubiquinol, the most absorbable form of CoQ10. Within 6 weeks, she called me in tears, not because she was scared, but because she felt alive again. Her energy returned, her mind was sharp, and her heart no longer raced with simple movement. The science backs this up. CoQ10 has been shown to reduce the risk of heart failure, improve cognitive function, and even slow down the physical aging process by protecting mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. It's not a quick fix. It's long-term fuel for longevity. And here's the part that gives people hope. CoQ10 may actually help you live longer. A 2015 clinical trial published in JACE, Heart Failure showed that seniors with heart failure who took CoQ10 daily had 43% fewer deaths from cardiovascular events compared to those who didn't. That's not just numbers. That's years added to life and life added to years. If you're over 65 and feeling drained, foggy, or just not yourself, it may not be your age. It might be your engine running out of fuel. A high-quality CoQ10 supplement taken daily with food could be the most important addition to your routine. But here's the twist. While CoQ10 fuels your body, there's another vitamin that guides calcium away from your arteries and toward your bones, helping prevent heart attacks and fractures in aging adults. Most people have never heard of it, but vitamin K2, MK7, could be the missing link between brittle bones and blocked arteries. Let's talk about that next. 2. Vitamin K2, MK7. Most people have never even heard of vitamin K2, and yet it may be the missing key to a longer, healthier life, especially after 65. It doesn't get flashy headlines, and it's often buried in the fine print of multivitamins. But for older adults, vitamin K2, specifically in the MK7 form, could mean the difference between living independently or losing your freedom to a heart attack or hip fracture. You see, as we age, calcium doesn't always go where it's supposed to. It should be building bones, but instead it often ends up hardening your arteries, clogging your heart, and putting pressure on your blood vessels. This silent process is called vascular calcification, and it's one of the top hidden causes of heart disease in seniors. That's where vitamin K2 comes in. Unlike the more well-known vitamin K1, which helps with blood clotting, K2 acts like a traffic cop for calcium. It activates proteins that send calcium to your bones and keeps it out of your arteries. It doesn't just protect your skeleton, it protects your heart, your brain, and your life. I'll never forget Mrs. Helen, a 72-year-old widow from Ohio. She came to me after suffering a minor stroke. Her bones were thinning, and her cardiologist warned her that her coronary calcium score, a measure of plaque buildup, was high for her age. She'd been taking calcium and vitamin D faithfully, but without K2, that calcium had been accumulating in all the wrong places. After starting her on MK7, a highly bioavailable form of vitamin K2, we watched her DEXA bone scan stabilize. But what touched me most was the change in her spirit. I feel like my body is finally working with me, she said. She was moving better, breathing easier, and smiling more. The only thing we had changed? That one small vitamin. Studies from Europe have shown that adequate K2 intake reduces arterial calcification by over 50% and lowers the risk of heart disease by up to 57%. This is not theory. It's science that could extend your life and keep you out of the hospital. If you're over 65, especially if you're taking calcium or vitamin D, K2 isn't optional. It's essential. Aim for 90 to 180 mcg of MK7 daily, ideally paired with D3 and magnesium for best results. It may be the most important vitamin you've never heard of. And speaking of things you've never heard of, have you ever wondered if there's a natural way to calm your mind, sleep deeper, and ease anxiety without drugs? The answer may surprise you. It comes from a simple green tea leaf, and it's called L-Theanine. 3. L-Theanine, green tea extract. Some changes in aging are easy to accept, a few more gray hairs, a little stiffness in the morning, but others are harder to live with. Sleepless nights, racing thoughts, a mind that feels cluttered, tired, or anxious for no clear reason. For many of my patients, this quiet inner unrest becomes their hardest battle, and the older you get, the more it wears on you. That's where L-Theanine comes in. L-Theanine is a natural compound found in green tea, and it may be one of the most powerful yet gentle tools for protecting the aging brain. It doesn't knock you out like a sleeping pill or numb you like anxiety medication. Instead, it works with your brain, encouraging calm, alert focus by gently increasing alpha brain waves, those same waves associated with relaxed meditation or deep concentration. It quietly resets your nervous system without sedating you or fogging your mind. I saw this transformation firsthand in Mr. Ray, a 77-year-old former truck driver from Ohio who had been struggling with sleep for years. "Doc, I haven't slept through the night since my wife passed," he told me. He tried melatonin, prescription sleep aids, even over-the-counter antihistamines. They either left him groggy, confused, or didn't work at all. Ray was exhausted, emotionally drained, and losing hope. After we introduced 200 milliamines of L-Theanine in the evening, everything changed. Within 2 weeks, Ray came back with tears in his eyes. "I slept 6 hours straight," he said, "and for the first time in a long time, I woke up feeling like myself." His blood pressure also improved, his daytime focus returned, and the anxiety that had wrapped itself around his chest began to lift. Research now backs what I've seen for years. L-Theanine improves sleep quality, reduces anxiety, and enhances cognitive performance, especially in older adults. It's non-habit forming. It doesn't interact with medications, and it doesn't impair your reflexes or memory. More importantly, it helps protect the brain from long-term stress damage. Chronic stress and poor sleep increase your risk of dementia, high blood pressure, depression, and even immune decline. So by calming your nervous system gently and consistently, L-Theanine may do more than help you rest. It may help you live longer. And when paired with the right daily nutrients like CoQ10 and vitamin K2, it becomes part of a complete formula for energy, heart health, and emotional strength. But what does all of this really mean for you? What do these three essential vitamins have in common? And how do they quietly build a longer, sharper, more independent life after 65? Let's pull it all together. It's not about taking more. It's about taking smarter. At this stage in life, every decision about your health matters more than ever. What you put into your body no longer gets filtered the way it used to at 30 or 40. Your organs are more vulnerable. Your recovery is slower. And yet, with the right support, your body and mind can still thrive well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. That's why the vitamins and nutrients you choose, and just as importantly, those you avoid, can mean the difference between fading quietly and living fully. We've seen how CoQ10 can recharge your heart and cells, how vitamin K2, MK7, reroutes calcium to strengthen your bones while protecting your arteries, and how L-Theanine gently calms your mind, letting you sleep, think, and feel like yourself again. And we've seen the danger on the other side: vitamin E in high doses, megadoses of vitamin C, and too much zinc, each silently undermining your health, sometimes with irreversible damage. But knowledge is power. And the greatest power you have as an older adult is awareness. You don't need to take more, you need to take smarter. That means working with your doctor, reading labels with care, and choosing nutrients that serve your age, your organs, and your future. Remember, aging is not defeat. It is an invitation to live more wisely. And when you give your body the right tools, it will reward you with clarity, strength, and peace you thought were long gone. So take stock of what's in your cabinet and ask yourself, is this helping me live longer or just helping me get older? The answer could change the next 10 years of your life. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.